Welcome everybody to episode 7 of the EOSHL podcast. We are live on Facebook, live as well as on YouTube. So our guest today, he just completed his very first season of Senior A hockey after completing Junior A hockey. He had an 83 save and an 81 save performance in this past season's playoffs. Please welcome from the Paugan Falls Rapids, Aidan Foley.
How's it going, Justin?
Welcome to the show, Aidan. Oh, I'm doing good, buddy. How are you doing?
A little tired, but I'm excited to be here. That's for sure. I'm excited to finally get to talk to you.
Definitely not as tired as you were after those 2 games, I'm guessing.
Yeah, definitely not. Oh man.
So let's get this. Yeah, so let's get this started here. So where is Aidan Foley from, and where did hockey start for you?
So I'm from a tiny municipality in Quebec called Grenville-sur-la-Rouge. It's just north of Hawkesbury, Ontario. And I started playing hockey in Lachute, Quebec. It's kind of like really, really rural area. Our only highest level would be double-letter hockey. But it was a great community, and I just fell in love with hockey probably at the age of 3 years old. And I've just been obsessed since then. So nonstop.
Now you mentioned Grenville. I actually have a little bit of ties to Grenville myself.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I know exactly the area you mean. It's very, very, I haven't been there a long time, but I remember it was like you said, it's very like
It's
rural.
beautiful out
like,
there.
There's not a whole lot there. And exactly. And you're not too far from Hawkesbury also, so you got it's right over the bridge.
Yeah.
Now as a goalie, you often kind of try to model your game, or you growing up, you'll look at like these guys who just like you idolize, right? Who was that for you?
Well, if you look over your shoulder, it's the guy on the wall there, Carey Price, definitely.
Oh yeah, I've
Big
got
fan of
him
him.
tattooed on the arm.
Awesome.
There we go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his kind of hybrid style of play. So, and he's always square.
Yeah, the way he just moves laterally in the net is phenomenal. It's fun to watch. And so for you, how, like, I'm assuming you're a Montreal Canadiens fan?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Now, have you been a fan of them since you were very little, or do you just cheer for Carey? Or
I remember playing Timbits hockey. We only had players. We didn't have goalies when I was like 4 and 5. And I used to watch hockey with my grandmother. We watched the Habs play against the Sands or whatnot. And I always like, why isn't there a goalie in my net when I'm playing hockey at Timbits? So I'd always go in my player gear, take a face off, just skate to the net and pretend I'm Carey Price. So it was pretty.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I've had the privilege of meeting that guy a few times, and I'm telling you, he's just salt of the earth, really great guy, and it gives me goosebumps when I watch his highlight reel. So, when you look at like, big games and big performances, like what you had in the playoffs, the 83 saves and the 81 save performances that you had against the North Dundas Rockets, it makes you kind of reflect like, hey, that's a Carey Price like performance. I'm gonna throw out some numbers here for our audience here. So 917, 925, 907, 941, and 916. So those were your save percentages dating back each year from 2018 to 2023. So you want to talk to us a little bit about like your work ethic and how you mentally prepare yourself for each game?
So definitely pre-COVID, it was a lot of a different regimen. I'd say I take it more seriously. The hockey now is more of a, I'm here to have fun, right? Like that's what I liked about this league. You can work, get off, have fun with your boys, and compete for hockey, right? But I'd say back before COVID, I was at OHA. I don't know if you saw that. It's a prep school in Cornwall.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's kind of like when I was gonna get ready to move up to junior, trying to get my numbers up. So I'd always start with a morning stretch, roll out, throw balls on the wall, take a nap with the same song playing in my headphones, and then I'd stay hydrated, get to the game. I'm locked in. I don't talk to anybody, realistically. I barely talk to anybody for the game. Stretching, doing my warm-ups, and then, just every intermission, too, I kind of reset. Every time I don't go into the room, I just stay in the hallway, stretch, lock in, throw balls on the wall, and just stay ready every single period. So that's kind of a broad summary.
Now, do you happen to have like any kind of weird superstitions? Because I know, like, for instance, I grew up watching Patrick Waugh a lot, and I know one of his superstitions is never skate over the blue line, because apparently, like, his superstition was you skate over the blue line, you're gonna break your mom's back.
Yeah.
So, do you have any like weird superstitions, like you put on one pad first, or you have to do something specific?
So it's an unhealthy one. I've quit this because obviously it's not that good. I used to drink a lot of Mountain Dews. Okay, it sounds kind of weird. I have to drink one 2 hours before, an hour 30 before, and then a Gatorade an hour before. I'd always have to do that in my routine. It sounds weird, but I felt like it always got me mentally prepared, and I had a pretty bad sugar rush too. So, I think that helped too.
Yeah, those rushes are never fun to deal with. So I have Cole Peck here, who just had a comment here saying best goalie in the league.
I don't know.
So I know I know the Pecks there. They're kind of like the Sutter family, of the league. There's just awesome. So many of them.
They're so awesome.
And I gotta ask you here. So like when looking at your numbers, I know you were the correct me if I'm wrong here, the Eastern Ontario Junior Hockey Goalie of the Year.
Yeah.
When you had your save percentage of 941. What I'm looking here is that year you had a 17-7-0 regular season record, and 2-2-1 in the playoffs with a 937 save percentage.
Yeah.
Amazing numbers. Those are actually better than carry-like numbers. You want to talk about like that season, what it did for you?
That really was. It was kind of mind blowing how that happened, because the year prior I was just scrimmaging with the local junior C team. I wasn't really playing competitive. I thought, COVID, I'm gonna focus on school now. Hockey's over, right? I thought hockey's done. I'm just here to have fun. And then I went to Algonquin College here in Ottawa for my paramedic program. And that was a really demanding program, of course. But I got the opportunity to play junior B hockey in Embrun. I found out about the tryouts through a family friend, and I just got into the tryouts, made the team. And I thought I was going to be the backup. We had a good prospect coming up named Zach Bowen. He's in the OHL now. And I guess just kept going like every day, had fun every time I was there. It was just kind of a break from school. And I don't know, I just had fun that year. Lots of good guys, good community. And literally that's the best way to sum it up. Work hard every play and have fun. It's just here to have fun instead of make it up the ranks in my hockey career, because obviously I'm here to be in school. So that's what I was thinking about.
Education's important, right? So now looking at your junior career, those amazing, absolutely incredible numbers. Now, going from where you're at in junior, playing at that elite level, and then coming into the senior A, like the men's senior A.
Yeah.
How did you find the adjustment as a goalie, like with like everything that's kind of going on, the speed of the game, the shot quality, the heat of the, how should I say, the how hard the shots are? Yeah. Like, what was that adjustment for you?
Sure. It's a completely different caliber of hockey than junior B was. But every time I was in the summer, I had a bunch of summer jobs, of course, between school years. I got onto this Goalie Up app. I think you might know what that is.
I know that. I've made some money on that.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too. Just to stay in shape, make some money. And I got to play in Minto at U Ottawa, and then also at Lansdowne. I actually played against a few of the Rockets guys over the summer, and they kept asking me come back, and I kind of got to that caliber just from goalie up. And there was also some Paugan Falls summer skates last year that I got to attend, so I was getting sniped on by all the pecs and kind of adjusted from there, I guess you could say. But it was definitely a struggle at the start of the season for sure, as you can see from the numbers. But pretty much just bear down, have fun, keep my head down, grinding, and kind of saw that improvement come closer to the end of the season there.
And that's the thing too, is like confidence is such an important thing for a goaltender, no matter what level you're playing at, and you can see like just how well you guys did in that playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
that for yourself, like having a workload like you did and having the results that you did, as a goalie, you got to be very, as in terms of like what you're able to do, you got to be pretty happy with how you kind of came into your own, and when I remember, actually, I believe I was following the game in Tweed, actually, and I heard fan talking like, oh yeah, the Paugan Falls goalie just had like 91 shots and 83 saves. And I'm thinking like, what? Like that was unheard of, So I thought, like I saw the save percentage, I was like, that is unreal. So I know for yourself, that must have been an absolute thrill to have that, that kind of game.
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't think, well, after I got out of the room, I was kind of blown away by the shot total. I wasn't sure if that was completely accurate. I wasn't really counting the shots too, but it definitely battled out there for sure. I can't say that I didn't. And I tried the best to keep my team in the hunt. Obviously, we're the underdogs in that series, going up against the two-time champs. But I thought that all of us had the same mentality in the room. Try to, stick it to them. We're show them who we're about, and it's our inaugural season. We're already having a great year. All the pressure's on them instead of on us. So that's pretty much.
And looking at like a team like looking at facing a team like the Rockets, it helps you elevate your game to a whole new level based off of the kind of caliber of players that you're playing against,
Yeah.
right? And and a team that goes 19-1 in the regular season, and then they come into the playoffs, and
we're just scraping into
it's a
the playoffs
completely
too,
different
right?
beast.
We're like the last seed, I think. So.
And looking at a matchup like that can only help your game, right? And
Yeah.
looking into, let's say, next season, that like looking back on that series, that's really going to help you out.
Yeah.
100%. Now I got to ask you here, because I noticed in some of your pictures you were using CCM. Kind of like myself, I used to use CCM. Now you're using True.
Yeah.
How's the adjustment like when you went from CCM to True? Did you find there was a big adjustment for you there, or did you find it were pretty like 1A, 1B kind of thing?
So I don't think you are aware. Unfortunately, my CCM gear got stolen.
Oh, you know what? This comes into the next shift hockey, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'll kind of give you I'll run you through what happened. So we're set to play against the Pipers at home. It's our heritage night. If we win against the Pipers, we're in the playoffs, and we kick them out. It's a big night. I was set to start. I'm sure you know of Adam Russo.
Yeah. I would definitely know Adam Russo.
I was going to coach with him, I think near Spencerville that morning. And I had all my gear packed in the car because then I was going to go straight from goalie coaching to the game. And I parked at my girlfriend's place in Sandy Hill, near downtown in Ottawa. And someone had broken into my car, took all my gear, all my paramedic equipment, all gone. It was a horrible day. Horrible day. Probably one of the worst I've had in a long time. But yeah, like you're saying, talking about next shift, they really helped me out. We kind of got the word out just to see if anyone's trying to sell it on Marketplace, or I reached out to multiple stores and kind of no luck. I found my knee pads a few blocks down, but that's kind of it, right? And True actually reached out and offered to give me pads, gloves, and I think it was a stick as well. which was awesome, right? That's a huge chunk of change, right?
That's amazing.
And then this sports store that we also have a deal with the Falls, they I forget what it's called. There's the Source for Sports on Carling. Excellent people. They already had a deal for 40% off goalie gear. So I was thinking of already just going there and getting some stuff. And they gave me 50% off for the rest of my gear. So I can't thank everybody enough for that. Obviously, I missed that game, which we inevitably won to get into the playoffs. But I think in that Bytown series, it was my third time ever using those pads. I wasn't set to play.
Oh, yeah.
I was not
And I'll
ready
tell
to
you,
play at all. No way. But you get what you get, and you kind of focus up and do what you can, right? So
funny coincidence. You and I both have the same set of pads. So
yeah,
funny coincidence.
the 9x3, I think it is.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Prior I was using the Access lineup from CCM, and they were great, but like I was really liking what the true lineup was going with, and so I ended up picking up a pair of that black setup actually, and I find the rebound, like kicking out those rebounds, is so much fun. But I did find the first like 4, maybe 5 skates with them, they were really stiff and really tough to kind of get used to. But
I definitely
yeah, I've seen that from a lot of goalies, right?
Yeah.
Now, how did you? I know you mentioned like you kind of heard through a grapevine about the OSHL. So so basically did you have any prior knowledge of the EOSHL prior to the camp?
Yeah, so I've known the league since I was in grade 11, I think. Lucas Stitt, he's prominent in this league as well. He's one of the GMs of the Rangers in South Grenville.
Yeah.
And he kind of reached out to me early on. We had a good conversation. I was looking to actually join them last year, but it turned out like I had the option between Low and South Grenville. I said Low's closer to home. They've had a good community. It's inaugural season. Be part of this new history. And I had a few guys that lived around, like the Pecs, that could carpool as well. So I thought, hey, I'll give them a shot, right? I think it'd be fun. And obviously, I had a great time this year. I made a lot of new friends, and it's a great community up there. Like, I was telling everyone, like, I felt like I have a new family now. It's just, that's how close we are. It's insane. Like,
that's kind of what the league has done for myself too. Like everywhere I go, it just feels like a big family. Like even if you're from a different organization, the USHL is a very big. It's just a big family. Even with the referees are also part of the family. And
yeah.
it's been a very welcoming league, and I gotta ask you here. So as it was the inaugural season for the Rapids. Like, what was that experience for you? Because I've never been there. However, I've heard a lot of great stories that the average attendance was between 450, 500 per game, and packed with fans. Like for you as a goalie, like that's gotta charge your batteries, right? Like it's tell us about what that was like for you.
Yeah, so I think I missed the first home game. I was working, unfortunately, but I saw pictures and videos, and everyone was up in arms. I think we won in overtime the first game, and it was just like a movie, It was kind of crazy. We all spent a lot of time getting the arena prepped. I know the Pecs spent most of the time, but some of the players came up to help up in Low. I painted some walls and some railings up there before the season started, and there's a big anticipation in the air for sure. A lot of the fans came down for our preseason games, and I was just like, they came all the way down to South Stormont for a preseason game, right? Like that's pretty crazy, And the kind of the community's backboning us right now. Like I can't even put into words how much support we've gotten from even the people from the school, around the community. Like you're saying, the attendance was through the roof. They just love their senior hockey up there, and we're here to kind of play as our hearts out because of that. And every time something big would happen in a game, it felt like kind of the Bell Center, right? all the fans going crazy, and like you said, charge your batteries for sure, especially in the playoffs, full packed house, and you couldn't get tired in that rink. You couldn't get tired in that rink.
No, and
No.
we know how much the Quebecois love their hockey. We know that. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that. I'm Quebecois myself, so like I know. I don't live there anymore, but I know how much hockey is like a religion, right? And and it's awesome to see. Like, and I say this every single time. I know I'm like a broken record, just repeating myself, but like these small communities really love their hockey, and it's a staple in each and every one of these communities, and it's great to see. And I've said this many times too. Like the EOSHL has been like the NHL for me in terms of like just the involvement with everybody and like how everybody's all together in this. It's just been amazing. Now I gotta ask you here. So for as I guess you say as a goaltender, is there an arena or let's say a rink that you go to that you went to this past year that was just really difficult to play in, or like a team that was really difficult to play against, where the fans, the atmosphere, it was just, or maybe it's a two-sided question. Is there a rink that was difficult to play in, and also is there a rink that you love playing in?
It sounds weird. I put them both at one rink at the North Dundas Chesterville rink. It feels like a smaller barn. The pucks are bouncing everywhere. It's very challenging to play if you've never played there before. They really use the rink to their advantage that the Rockets do. Like they dump the puck in, it's gonna bounce from back to the front, but I absolutely love playing those games. I absolutely loved it, and I think that attributed to how I was able to keep playing as hard as I could and throughout those playoffs there. But I absolutely love playing there against those fans trying to be the villain, right? That's kind of, I like playing.
Yeah.
In junior, I felt like the villain, and up there, I felt like the villain too. So that was good.
And it's one of the things too. It's one of the things too is you look at like I know there's another barn too. If you get the chance to play in it, it is incredible. It's the one up in Tweed. It's just like that smaller surface. The puck is like a ping pong, like it's not ping pong, but like a pinball. It's just it's fast. It's very fast. Yeah, like up in Chesterville, like again, like I was so amazed with the finals when we went up there and did the coverage there. It was incredible, and I can only imagine for a player like yourself, like going into a hostile environment like that. Like you said, play the villain, and that's there's no better feeling in the world.
Oh man.
Now, have you had a shooter that you find that like is a little bit more tougher to stop in the league than I don't know? Like, do you have a shooter? You have his number, and do you have a shooter as your number?
Unfortunately, I don't think I do. I kind of just play as I can, right? I just take every shot one shot at a time. I don't really have a tell for what guys are gonna do. It's mainly just I'm gonna react to what he does. You know what I mean? I remember I forget his name. He's the Bytown captain. I think I forget his name. But he got under my skin a bit there in our series, and I think he got a few on me, but I got a few on him as well. So it's kind of like both ways.
Hey, it's funny because like being a goalie, it's such a mental battle, right? Where you're always trying to read the play in front of you, but also like sometimes you have to kind of like know what you're shooting.
Distractions too.
No,
right?
exactly right. So you got to kind of have like that extremely straight focus. Now, did you end up watching the finals between Gan and the Rockets?
Unfortunately, not. I was on the truck, but I did check the scores as much as I could to follow. I was following along all the series, and
it was such a great series. It had everything, had hitting, had goals, goaltending, like it had everything. It was phenomenal. Now Yeah, now have you had a chance to I guess you're aware of like the new changes that we have going on in the league right
Yeah.
now. What are your thoughts on that, and what are you looking forward to?
I think it's great that we're getting more teams in the league. Like we're an example, right, of how successful they can become. It's not just oh, we'll just have a team here and we'll just have a few fans just to have a hockey team. No, like this is about getting a bunch of communities together and having something to cheer for and having guys play for something on the crest. And it's kind of like I'm really excited to see where it goes. I have never played in Manitic, but I'm sure we're gonna play there a lot next season. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see kind of what comes of the league in the future. I know it's been expanding a lot over the last few years, and I think that that's a good foundation that we've got going right now to keep this league going for a long time coming. So I'm pretty happy to see that.
Also, it's also going to introduce a lot more players to League Two that maybe
Yeah,
we wouldn't have had a chance to see before, and
right.
I'm pretty excited to see some of these new locations, and I'm kind of hoping to see some crossover coming into this season. And I know for yourself, I'm sure there's one barn you're going to want to see if you get the chance. It's
It's the
Barry's
Tweedens,
Bay.
I think.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
Tweed and Barry's Bay are two places out west that you need to. Oh man,
yeah.
I really hope you get a chance to play in those barns.
Well, you got
So
to come
what
to
is
a
that?
low
What's
game too,
yeah?
then.
Oh, I will
Yeah,
definitely be
yeah,
coming down to do one of your games for
yeah,
sure. Absolutely, we're going to be doing we'll be doing some live out in your barn at some
yeah.
point, and it's going to be circled on there because it's one of the prime destinations. So Aiden, what is up? What's next for you? I should say is what's uh what do you have your sights set on for year two for you? Like, what are some goals you have set out for year two that, year one is already
Mhm.
gone? Do you have something, that you have your, personal
My
goal?
goal.
Like,
Uh,
what do you have set for yourself?
I definitely want to play better than I did last year during the regular season. I think last year it was kind of like some games I had it, some games I didn't. I want to be more kind of consistent in that way. Um, not, I don't really have any goals to be like have the have our team best in the league, whatnot. It's mainly just for me to work really hard in every game, not give up on plays, and try to kind of with this newfound confidence perform at a higher level, and stay with the guys. That's kind of what the goal is, I would say.
No, I'm just had this come to mind actually. So I know you mentioned you're a paramedic.
Yeah.
Do you also act as like the team trainer at all by any chance? Like if there's like a big
So
injury on the ice, like are you the first one to head down the ice to help a guy out if he needs help?
so that role goes to Maddie Peck. She's our team trainer, and but if there is something that's serious that happens, which I think it happened to our two of our postseason games at home, we had to call an ambulance. If that's the case, then I'll jump in, but I only jump in when they say it's necessary. I'm also focused on the game too. I think
Yeah.
I think a player, I think his name was Vern, his last name for Bytown. He went headfirst into the boards, and we have a whole low fire crew that's there too. The volunteer service, they do a great job, and I was just kind of there overseeing things, helping out. But yeah, we have a whole team of people up there in low, so I'm pretty confident with everything that goes up there.
And now, like we're the off season's going on right now. What does an off season look for you? Do you play a lot of golf, or do you have any other hobbies outside of hockey?
It's just lots of hockey, doing lots of fishing as well with some buddies back home, and actually tonight we have a low kind of summer skate. It's in Gatineau, but it's kind of we got a few summer skates planned out, and I got some beer league teams too that I play for. Just to stay on the ice, just stay in shape
Staying
best I
fresh.
can. Oh yeah, that's the plan.
I
All the way
I
up.
I always I always find playing against beer league, like playing in a beer league, I play much worse than I do. Like, let's say, like, if I'm going to
Yeah,
practice,
me too.
with Frontenac, I find I do better practicing with the senior team than I do in beer
Yeah,
league. It's weird.
definitely.
Um,
I think it's just the thing where it's like you're matching yourself to the caliber that you have in front of you. it's like, oh crap, he's
It's
gonna
very
score
true.
for sure. I gotta be set everything as quick as I can. But yeah, I'm here. I'm having fun this summer. That's for sure.
Now your number. Did you choose your own number, or was it
So
assigned to
it's
you?
a funny story for that one as well. When I signed for the team, I said number 1, but I think that they heard 31. But I think it's okay. I'm a Carey Price guy, so I'll take it.
Yeah,
I will take
I'm
it.
actually wearing his. I'm actually wearing his hat here. It's got 31 on my on there. So
Well, unfortunately, that CCM gear that I got stolen was his pads that he wore. It was pro stock.
with the E
It was,
Flex threes, right?
or the four.
Was it E Flex
They
3?
were the
E
first
Flex 4.
E-Flex 4s to be like shown by the CCM.
Oh,
So it was pretty
man.
pretty sad. I was planning on putting them on a wall or something when I'm done with them, but it's okay. I got all the life out of them I got to, so I'm pretty happy for that.
And any plans to get your mask all fixed up nicely at all, or just keeping it the way it is?
Right now it's electrical tape and stickers, and that's kind of how it's been my whole hockey career. I haven't any plans to get a vinyl wrap or a paintbrush or whatnot, like airbrush, but I guess we'll see. I guess I'll see how it goes. No plans right
Hey,
now.
I've got a contact for you if you ever need it. He's actually probably not too far from you. He's
Okay.
up in Hudson actually.
Oh, okay.
So it's not too bad. He's done a lot of great masks with the Trois Rivières, the
Oh,
Lions
okay.
there, and he's done some stuff for the Rockets too, and
Okay.
well, not I say the Laval Rockets, I should say. But now he's done a couple of my masks too. So if you need somebody,
All right.
yeah.
I got a contact.
So yeah, exactly. So before I wrap up here, Aidan, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
There's nobody I don't want to shout out. There's a long list. They gotta shout out all the pecs, all my teammates, everyone up in low that all the volunteers that supported us, and all the fans, of course, that came to every game. Even traveling all over eastern Ontario to come see us play. Insane. I think we packed out the Richcraft Sensplex with all of our fans. There were about 350 of our fans, and they had about 30 fans from Bytown. And because kind of like every game was a home game for us, so it was good stuff. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here. I didn't see myself playing this caliber hockey when when COVID hit. I thought, that's it, I'm done. I'll just play beer league for the rest of my time and have fun. But of course, I'm having fun here and glad to keep making some good hockey memories. So ready for next year.
That's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. And you're going to be a rising star in our league, and there's not a lot of goalies that can do what you did this past season. That there was yourself and there was Bailey Miracle from Deserano who went just from junior straight to senior A. So
well, also
very
shout
impressive.
out to Jordan Provo as well from South Grenville. He actually played against me in junior B at the Ottawa West Golden Knights. But yeah, it's a really hard feat for sure. We communicated about that before. Like, it's a different league. It's not the same. We're playing against real grown men now, and it took a bit of adjusting, but I think a lot of us are ready for the year or two. So, yeah.
And we're getting a lot of comments here. We do have one from Melissa Elliott, who is from from the Rockets.
Okay.
She says incredible goalie. So a lot of people are
Thanks, Melissa.
putting in a lot of great comments in here. So you definitely had a lasting impression on a lot of these fans here, and again, I'm really looking forward to seeing you play next season, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think next year, with the new leadership that we have in there, we have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm really excited for next year. I can't wait for October to roll around.
Oh, it's going to be fun, my man.
Yeah.
Well, fans, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also, give us a like. Any comments you have in there, we'll gladly, take any feedback. And Aidan, It was a real pleasure. Thanks for doing this today. And best of luck in your off season and your upcoming season, your training, everything. Stay healthy.
Yeah.
And it was a blast.
Thanks, Justin. I had a great time today. I'm excited to see you next year too. So
Absolutely. We'll
I'll
talk more
battle for you when
goaltending.
you show up. Okay.
There you go.
Got my word.
I
Got my
let
word.